A musical biopic about Robbie Williams with him being played by a CGI monkey does sound weird, but not as weird as the fact that this is actually really good. Better Man. This story tells the meteoric rise, dramatic fall, and remarkable resurgence of British pop star Robbie Williams. Dare I say it, but musical biopics seem to be a sort of a trend right now. At least I feel like they're popping up anywhere, and they all kind of run the same sort of formula. Act 1 is about their dramatic rise to stardom and how incredible they are, and Act 2 then follows with their drug addictions or family problems and how it's hard to live as a musician. And then Act 3 is their self-redemption. So I kind of rate this movie's attempt to spice it up a little bit. You know, what if we throw a CGI monkey instead? At surface level, it seems like a cheap gimmick, but the execution of the concept and it as a theme is so subtly touched upon, yet opens a doorway for the movie to be far more creative than it might have been without. In layman terms, I guess I'm trying to say that it's a kind of a genius idea, and also doesn't ever rub it in your face about it. They don't outright explain why he's a monkey, but they let the themes of the movie and the anecdotes that Robbie Williams tells us across the story bring us to our own conclusions on why. Feeling unevolved, self-loathing, a performer for the masses, these topics are continuously addressed and I think thematically justify the idea to have him see himself as this monkey. Of course, story alone isn't enough, so you then got to look at the execution of it, and frankly put, about 90% of this is a pretty damn good looking CGI character. The bits I noticed were distance shots that I was looking hard for, but at any time the singer is centre on screen, which to be honest is most of the movie, the monkey's looking incredible. The pores on the skin, the reflection in the eyes, and the natural movement of the body throughout, there are generally times where I legitimately forgot that was even a monkey I was looking at. It eventually blended in, and you get so used to it that you can go 20 minutes or so before being like, oh yeah, of course, that's a fucking monkey. So when those two crucial parts work, reasoning and physical execution, it then allows the movie to evolve itself, no pun intended, into something that I believe stands a bit above a lot of other musical biopics. Because the dance choreography, the scene transitioning and storytelling in all the musical numbers is up there with some of the best I've seen in a long time. This sounds oddly specific, but hear me out, I promise. I'm not a big fan of musicals in general. Some of them I still like, don't get me wrong, but one of the reasons I don't is because anytime a musical number starts, I feel like it grinds the pace of the movie to an absolute standstill, unless the song is a certified banger or blends into the storytelling. But failing examples would have you go through an element of the story and then it cuts to a musical number which takes place in just a few locked sets, cutting back and forth whilst delivering you this song. I think because of the CGI nature of the main character, Better Man is able to go above that. They use the best of Robbie Williams' musical catalogue to complement where the character currently is in the story, but sometimes we'll transition through multiple stages of Robbie's life mid-song. It's done so smoothly because your main character is CG, so you can make the environment CG, which means you can make the blending of the next area smooth and creative. And so with this, the songs are now showing us the next steps of the story, of his life, unlike where other musicals make the songs for that moment and have the lyrics just tell you how the characters are feeling. So it's a musical that abides by the crucial success rule of storytelling. Show, don't tell. There's a scene on a boat using the song She's the One, and it's probably my favourite part of the film because of this. Other moments do flex in other ways. The Regent Street dance set for Rock DJ I think is electrifying, and the dance choreography absolutely deserves all the praise there. But again, they use clever wipes to smoothly take you in and out of the buildings, so it looks like a one take, and is way more entertaining to watch because of it. And then again, harboring back to the CGI nature of the monkey, we get some insane moments with the Let Me Entertain You song, heavily addressing a recurring metaphor that shows up throughout the story. The songs always feel interesting to watch, not to just listen to, and it means the pace hardly ever drags throughout the runtime. I mean, I say hardly because the movie still is 2 hours long, and I do feel like we probably could have shaved 15 minutes or so off of it. Better Man is rated 15, but does feature some very heavy imagery, involving a lot of drug abuse, as well as graphic violence, which I think you can only get away with because it's not a real person portraying all of these actions. So it allows some of the messaging to really double down on you until honestly you feel like it's a bit too much. So yeah, maybe take out some of the drug abuse stuff and give the ending 1 or 2 less ending moments, and it would have been a comfortably paced movie throughout. The problems that come from the movie are unfortunately purely financial. To make the CGI so convincing, it costs, well, money. $110 million of it to be more specific. And unfortunately, because maybe of the marketing or just the concept itself, but having that as our main character didn't really pull in audiences. The movie just isn't grossing that well in cinemas at the moment. This is one of those films you kind of have to take a leap of faith with, and then hopefully will be pleasantly surprised by with the outcome. The support cast are all brilliant too, most notably Steve Pemberton playing Robbie's dad, and Raechelle Banno as Nicole Appleton, who is half of the reason why the She's the One scene is as good as it is. There is narration from Robbie Williams himself, which I think works in the lighter moments of the film, but less so when it's trying to be more serious and moody. Part of me almost thinks that this would have worked better without it. I'm not sure. But as a whole, I think this is up there as one of the better musician biopics we've had, and I would definitely recommend. Even if you don't know much about him, or Take That, the band he was in, I think the concept and the execution of the movie are just as entertaining in itself, and so I'm gutted to see it's not performing so well. Maybe a resurgence for it when it comes out on streaming, but if you can see it in cinemas, you definitely should. Right, that's Better Man. Have you seen it? If so, let me hear your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, feel free to like and subscribe and all that stuff, and as always, stay tuned for more reviews on movies, anime, and video games. Until next time guys, take care. Bye bye.